What's good? I'm Too Fried. Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna try to start uploading videos twice a week now. Hopefully I can get 2 videos out a week. Hopefully it's doable. I think it is. But with all that being said, let's get on with today's video and today's story time. Today's story time is gonna be about the time that the cops found my za, right? Now, this story had taken place when I was still in school, but at this time I was in online school. So, with even more of that being said, let's get into it, right? So, this had taken place on a weekend. I was hanging out with my homie Bryce. I'd already been, I think it was like a Saturday. I'd already stayed over the night before, right? So, you know, I was over at my homie Bryce's house, and we were just sitting outside. We were chiefing some gas. I can't remember the strain exactly. Who does when they're smoking? You know, you're just smoking to get stoned type shit. If you remember the strain, props to you. I couldn't do it. But anyways, we're just sitting there smoking. You know, we each got a blunt in our hand, and we're each chilling, right? We're just trying to figure out what to do. You know, we haven't really done anything all weekend. We've kind of just been smoking. We kind of want to move. You know, we're hitting up everybody, and, you know, no one's answering, or, like, no one can do anything. So, you know, we just decided to play some pool after we smoke. So, you know, we do that. We play some pool, just me and my homie Bryce for a little bit. And then he after the game of pool, he hits up our homie Cole, and he's like, oh crap, all right, my bad. But he hits up my homie Cole, and he's like, hey, can we pop out? And he was like, hell yeah. So now that we have found our move, we have decided that that is where we will be going later, right? So before we go over to my homie Cole's, we decide that we're going to go and get McDonald's, right? I could use me a fat 10-piece. Right, I'm not lying. I can't hold it against you. I could use me a fat 10-piece. So we go to McDonald's. I get my fat ass a 10-piece, and I munch that 10-piece down. Right, I am enjoying my 10-piece. I'm enjoying my afternoon. Right, so far it's a good afternoon. Who is she? Oh, it's him over there. But you know, so far it is a good afternoon. Right, you know, no flaws, no nothing. We're all chilling. So, you know, after my 10-piece, we head over to my homie Cole's, right? You know, nothing much of it. You know, I walk in. I've never been here because at this point, he wasn't living at his house. He was living with his girl because apparently he just got kicked out or some shit. Not going to say too much about it. I didn't really know much about it at the time. So, all I knew was he was just living with his girl. That was that, right? And, hold up. And so, you know, we go over to his girl's house, which she didn't live too far away from where we were at. It was like 5 or 10 minutes, give or take, like nothing too bad. And so we go over to his girl's, and, you know, we get there, I dab everybody up, never been here, so I'm trying to find a vibe, trying to, you know, feel a vibe, get a move for how everybody is, you know, get a sense for how the vibe's gonna be, how the move's gonna turn out. My bad there. But, so, you know, I get my vibe for how the move's gonna turn out, and I'm talking to everybody. And after a little bit, we decided to go back into the room to, you know, go spark a there. I thought I heard something. But anyways, like I said, so we were going back to smoke, right? And so as we go back to Chief, obviously. And, you know, I'm waiting. We decide we want to roll some blunts, you know. We want to roll 2 blunts for 4 heads, you know. Nothing too bad. So, you know, we get our weed out, start grinding and everything. And I realized I don't have any wraps in my bag, so I asked my boy Cole. I'm like, yo, you got any wraps? He's like, yeah, I got some wraps in the freezer. I'll be right back. You know, so he goes to the freezer, he gets his wraps, and these wraps really sparked up a conversation, because I had never seen anything like these bitches before, right? I'd never seen these bitches before, didn't even know they existed, didn't even know they really made these hoes, right? Don't know how he shot me. But anyways, so he goes and gets these wraps from the freezer, and he brings them to me, and they're White Owls, right? But he just brings them to me, and they got, like, this pattern on them. It, like, almost looks like a spiral type shit. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's got a pattern on it. And it's weird. Because I've never seen, like, a white owl with a pattern on it. Or just anything like it, right? So, after he brings these wraps out, and we talk about them for a little bit, you know, we cut them open, we empty out the tobacco. You know, I start rolling up. Pretty easy to roll with, you know. It didn't really give me much of a problem at all, right? You know, when I licked it, it tasted pretty good, not gonna lie. But anyways, so, you know, I start rolling. I roll my blunt. Bryce rolls the other one. We spark one of them. We're all chiefing, you know. Tasted pretty all right, you know. It tasted kind of a mix of a grape white owl with the emerald white owl, you know. Kind of a mix. It was pretty all right. So, you know, after we finished the first one, we finished the second one. And so, you know, after we finish our blunts, of course, we're all high. So, you know, we decide that we're going to play the game for a little bit. So we played the game for like 15, 20 minutes, give or take. And then we all decide that it's time to dip, right? Like, it's time to go home. It's already like 6, 7 o'clock. Like, it's time to dip. So we hop in my truck. We get all our, you know, we get our rolling tray, our grinders. We get all our goodies. And we're heading out. We're basically in my truck and we're heading out. And so, you know, we get in my truck and we're driving out. And as we're coming close to the exit, we see lights. And we're like, oh shit, right? You know, put everything up, hide everything. So my homie Bryce, he hides everything. And we just passed through. Turns out they had pulled someone else over. Right? You know, fucking, it's going to be us next, little do I know. But, you know, he pulls someone else over. And so they're dealing with him. And as soon as I, like, exit this neighborhood and, you know, get past the red light that's right outside this neighborhood, I see lights, like, just in the back of my rearview mirror. And I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. I'm not innocent. I'm done. I'm not innocent. I'm about as guilty as damn Diddy, okay? Like, all evidence is stacked against me right now. I might as well have just told the cop I was smoking right in his face. Like, I was doing drugs. You know, I should have, like, I honestly should have just held it out in the window and just gave it to him, because he was getting it either way, right? So anyways, he comes up to the window. He does the regular shit. He asks me to roll it down. You know, he asks for my license, registration. He comes back and he hands it to me, and I'm thinking, you know, it's gonna be all right. You know, we're gonna make it out of this one. No, and my hopes were destroyed real quick when he said, "So I noticed that smell," and you know. And I'm just like, oh, well, here we go, right? I'm fixing to have to just, I'm done, right? There's no getting out of this one. I'm done. I'm over with, dude. There's no getting out of it. So he says, you know, what's that smell? And I'm like, oh, what smell are you talking about? Trying to play it dumb, because I'm not just going to openly admit. And, you know, after me playing dumb for a little bit, he goes, oh, well, do you have anything on you? And obviously I'm going to say no. I'm not just going to admit to it, right? Deny. And he was like, all right, well, then can I search the vehicle? And, you know, if I say no, it's going to be suspicious. He's just going to get the canine unit down there. And, well, then, you know, little buddy the German Shepherd is just going to end up snitching on me. So, you know, might as well not even do all that and just accept the little one, right? The little cop that I'm fixing to have to deal with. So he searches the vehicle, you know, obviously not to anyone's surprise, he finds the shit, right? He finds it and he's like, oh, what's this? And I was like, oh, that's not mine, right? You know, trying to play it wasn't mine. And he was like, you know, I don't care whose it is, it's your vehicle, obviously. So, you know, blah, yada, 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 all that shit. So as I'm getting this rundown, you know, I ask his partner while he's searching my car some more. I'm like, hey, am I going to jail tonight? And his partner's like, I don't know. He will decide that. So now I'm just thinking I'm fucked. I'm like, all right, so we might be going to jail tonight. Nice. This is the kind of night, right? This is the night where I am just screwed, right? So, you know, with this new information being put in my head by myself, you know, I'm just assuming the cops can take us to jail because cops are dicks like that. And they want anything on you they can get, right? They don't care what it is. They don't care if you're freaking homeless with a severe illness, right? They don't care. They'll still take you in. Anyway, so after I've accepted the fact that I'm just going to jail, this cop, you know, compliments the rolling tray I have, because it was like Albert Einstein, and it had like T plus H, or T plus H equals C. Right, equals C squared. Just something like that. And it had Albert Einstein on it. And the cop, he goes, oh, well, this is a really clever and nice rolling tray. And I was like, what? Thank you. You know, I was like, I didn't say thank you, but in my mind, I was like, thank you, sir. But, you know, I was like, oh, really? You know, I never really thought about it, but, you know, I guess it is cool. And he goes, yeah, it sucks that I'm going to have to take it away. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know. And in my mind at this point, I was like, this cop smokes. This cop smokes, and he is going to use this shit. This is not going in no evidence locker. This is going in his locker. This is going home with Big Boy, right? This is going home with Mr. Oink Oink, right? And so once I've got that in my mind, he pulls a complete U-turn, and he goes, I can let y'all go with the warning. And this is where my ears perk up, because I'm thinking I'm out of this, right? I'm thinking I'm chilling, right? And you're probably like, too, Fried, how could you not be out of this, right? He says he's going to let you go with the warning. What do? Like, beat up the cop? No, we don't beat up the cop, right? He goes, I'll let you off with a warning, but I still have to call your parents. And that is what's, like, yeah, cops, I'll deal with, fine, you know, whatever. You know, you throw me in jail, I'll get out, you know. I didn't murder anybody. I'm not spending the rest of my life in there, right? I ain't got to deal with it. I got to deal with the cop until I get in a jail cell and then we're separated, right? You know, he's going to go off and do other shit. But my parents, I lived with at the time. So, you know, I was a lot more scared. I had to deal with that. So, you know, obviously he calls him up. He tells him what's going on. And, you know, not 10, 20 minutes go by, and my dad is now down there where I am at, and we are now facing each other. We are now just facing each other beside this cop, and I'm kind of glad the cop is there, or, you know, my ass would have got handed to me. So now that me and my dad are standing there across from each other, and so is my homie's parents, you know, they got called too, not just mine. You know, but it was different. They let him smoke. He just got taken home. I got the worst of it, right? So, you know, my bad. Another cut there in the video. Just had to speak. But anyways, where was I? All right. So, anyways, after, you know, my parent has got there, right, and the cop has told him what's going on and everything, and he's got me in the truck, right. We're both in the truck, and he is just screaming, dude. He is livid. He is so mad, right. You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna lose my truck. I'm thinking I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. I'm thinking I'm over with, right? Well, no, even after all the screaming, he didn't want to he was more scared of the bullshit that he'd get from my mother. So, he decided, he was like, you know what, we're not going to tell her. We're not going to tell her, and it's going to stay between me and you, and you're not going to speak a damn word. And I said, okay. Because, you know, I wasn't getting grounded. I wasn't losing my keys or anything, so I was like, all right. I'm rolling with it. I could go with this plan 100%. I don't have to tell anybody. If I'm going to be honest, you weren't going to figure out if the cop didn't call you. And he was like, I figured that much. And I was like, yes, sirree. And he was like, all right. So, you know, after getting my little lecture and stuff, I get back in my truck and I head home. And, you know, the cop has took everything. So now I'm dry. I have no weed. I have no vape. I have no cart. I have nothing. I am dry. And I had to go to sleep sober. It was not ideal in any way, shape, or form. And let me tell you, I probably didn't even go to sleep that night. I honestly just played the game until I had to go to school the next day, honestly. Well, not go to school because I was online, but I probably just didn't go to sleep. If I'm being dead ass, I probably just didn't go to sleep. You know, now that I think about it. Because I need my Za to go to sleep, you know. Maybe that's a problem of mine, but, like, I need Za to go to sleep, me personally. So, you know, it's just what it is. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video and today's story. Hopefully I can keep going with the twice a week shit, but I'll see y'all next time, and I'll be higher next time, you know. I'll be a lot more stoned, and we'll be back to taking blinkers. I just don't got a pin right now, but I'll see y'all next time. Have a great fucking night, day, whatever. Go have fun.